This is my 10 Little Indians project. My topic is relationships, and the story I picked is Do You Know Where I Am? The first picture I picked, it's called A Woman Holding a Red Neon Heart Light. And the quote is, It was a primary love, red girl and red boy on white sheets. I felt that this picture was really symbolic, sort of because the heart is red. It's just it illuminates everything around it, and I felt like at the time when those two were young and in love in the beginning, everything was illuminating and very bright for them. The second picture I picked is called Romeo and Juliet, and it's by Frank Dixie. The quote is, Sharon and I were in love and happy and young and skinny and beautiful and hyperliterate. We recited Shakespeare monologues as foreplay. Now, I didn't really want to do any. I didn't want to really pick a picture for foreplay, so I felt that it was just symbolic enough to put one of Shakespeare's most iconic and popular uh, stories, which is Romeo and Juliet. The third quote is, We were inseparable. We ate our meals together and fed each other. And the picture is of two lovebirds. It's by Laura Doring. And it's just a picture of two lovebirds. And I felt that this was symbolic because, as you know, lovebirds, I actually don't know the real name of them. They are literally inseparable. As soon as they find their mate, they are inseparable from the beginning of their relationship to the end, till one dies. And the interesting thing about this bird is that if one bird dies, the other won't move on. The other will actually die of a heartbreak. And now I believe this is my fourth one. It's called Conjoined Twins by Jeanette Vera. The quote is, We read the same books and discussed them while we were naked and entwined. Oh Lord, we were twins conjoined at the brain and heart and crotch. I felt that this went hand in hand because the picture is literally a picture of two circus lovers, two conjoined lovers. And I cannot believe I said conjoined twins. I meant to say conjoined lovers, where they love each other and they do everything together. They're one when it comes down to heart, brain, soul, everything about it. My next photo is a bride and a groom. It appears to be a bride and groom, and they're eloping. They're running away from the wedding. And the quote is, I proposed to Sharon the first day of our senior year, and she accepted, and we planned to secretly elope on the day after our graduation. Now, I know this is very direct, as it is the two eloping, but I felt that when they planned all this, I felt that this would have been a nice representation of what they actually wanted to do. Right after graduation, they wanted to get married and they just wanted to run away with each other. And I felt like this really captures the idea of what they wanted to do, what they wanted it to look like. Now, the next picture is one called, I believe this is called Differences in Intentions. It's by Onhad James. And the quote is, But there were other secrets, of course. Sharon kept most of hers, and I kept most of mine. Those kept secrets were small and ordinary, having to do with broken diets and hidden pornography, and they were all little consequences. But one evening, a decade into our marriage, Sharon confessed to an extramarital affair. Now, my topic is on relationships, but with relationships, I wanted to capture the reality of it. With this project, I wanted to capture the actual essence of relationship. When you're in a relationship, a real relationship, it goes hand in hand with the beauty of it and the ugliness of it, the light and the dark, and this is where their relationship starts to turn dark, and it makes a left lane into the messed up part. So I felt that both had good intentions, and of course, Sharon had I'm not sure if it was her intentions, but she ended up breaking their vows and in a sense beating him with a bat, like the picture shows. She has a bat with spikes. She's ready to harm him, and no matter if you mean it or not in a relationship, if you cheat, that's the ultimate deal breaker. You just broke everything. The next quote is, "That's the problem," she said. "Everything is so normal. You didn't used to be normal. I didn't marry normal." And I feel that this is a perfect representation of what that quote means, because in a lot of marriages, statistically speaking, people, when they get married, there's a high divorce rate. And the reason for that being is they either weren't ready or they didn't know what they were stepping into. And a lot of the times they feel as soon as you get married, you don't have to date, you don't have to make the relationship exciting. The relationship or marriage should always be exciting. It should always be, what's the word I'm looking for? Unexpected, I guess. You should be surprising, loving, and just involved. And in this picture, the man's not involved whatsoever because he just stopped caring, and the woman's just there regretting her decision of marrying him. My next quote is, "She couldn't speak. Instead, she pointed at her mouth, her vagina, her ass. She looked like a pornographic mime." I know that's a very vulgar quote, but the picture shows a woman regretting a decision. I felt that Sharon's choice was so ugly, not only to her husband but to herself, that it was just so regretful that when she just couldn't say it, she couldn't find it in herself to speak what she had done, and because of it, she had to point to it, and this picture captures regret. "If you still love me," she said, "please, please build me a time machine," is the next quote. The picture is called Mac RX, and it's a time machine. Again, this is very direct, and I'm sorry, and this picture is very direct in the sense that it's a time machine, but yet again, Sharon's very regretful for what she did, so she wants him to build a time machine so she can go back and correct the mistake that she made. The next quote is, "Because I love you so much, I said I would fist fight time to win back your youth." This is a picture of a man fighting time. The actual title of the photo is "Fight Till the End." And when you love something so much, or you want something so much, I feel that most of us would literally fist fight time to get something back, or to stop it from taking something from you. And in this part of the book, she's about to die, so he wants to fist fight time. He loves her so much that he wants to turn back the clock, even if that means hurting himself. And that's all for my photos. I hope you enjoyed my 10 Little Indians project.